This is Thermarest Tranquility 4 tent. It's a really massive tent, but it packs up into a really small backpack. It's a really cool feature, and we hope to see it on many more tents to come. Let's take a look. Okay, so here's a look at the body of the tent now. This is without the fly, of course. You can see the aluminum pole structure here. There are actually only 3 poles. There's that one over there, this big structure that goes over the back, and then this pole here. And these are very well color coded. You can see that where the gold is, that's where you put the yellow here. If there's silver, you can attach these gray clips. And then where there's blue, you can peg it into blue. We also have the ground sheet attached here, which is color coded the same way, which is an excellent touch. As for materials, we've got a nice mesh top here, great for ventilation. Just some standard tent body material. And then a lot of waterproofing. The bathtub floor comes up a considerable ways. And this is because the fly doesn't come all the way to the base here, but it's good to see that this tent is still going to be waterproof, even with that fly design. Finally, we noticed this tiny little zipper here, which we'll mention more when we get to the interior of the tent. So now let's have a look at the doors to this tent, and there are actually 2 for the body, creating almost like a miniature vestibule. The first one here is waterproof, and it's almost a triangle shape. You can see it zips up like this. And it's a 2-way zipper, so you can open it or close it however you'd like. And there's a nice storm flap here. This does roll back, and of course you can fix it in place with a simple toggle and loop. Here's the loop. Here's the toggle. Just like that. And then once you're through to here, you'll notice that there's a bit of extra waterproof material around this side. And this is really nice for keeping your shoes dry. And you can see Thermarest has included some footprint details here. And then also there are 2 really big mesh pockets, one on either side. We like to keep toilet paper here and an extra flashlight, just in case someone has to go to the washroom in the middle of the night. And then for the main door, it's half mesh, half synthetic, and it's a nice sort of O shape, so the zippers slide really well. Again, this is a double zipper here, 2-way, so you can open it however you like. And this doesn't roll back too neatly, but what you can do is you can actually take all this extra material and stuff it in one of these pockets, and that keeps it out of the way and open. Keep in mind that this tent is symmetrical, so whatever you see on this side is also present on the other door. Alright, so now we're looking at the inside of the tent here. You can see I was just laying down there. I'm 5'9", so there's still plenty of space. You could also lie lengthways, which probably gives you a little bit more foot room if you're a little bit longer or taller. Because this is Thermarest making this tent, they have it perfectly sized to fit 4 regular sized mattresses or 3 larger sized mattresses or 2 extra large mattresses. So it's good to see that they've appropriately sized their products together so you'll know they'll fit. So all around the tent now, there are actually quite a few features. You can see the mesh panel here, as we pictured before. It still makes it very open, and when the fly is off, it's actually nice and sunny inside. The height peaks at 163 centimeters, so I'm 5'9". I can sort of lean over and almost stand up, but for sure if you had some kids or children with you, they'd be able to stand up and almost walk around in this tent, no problem. There are tons of little loops and attachment points, so you can hang whatever you want from anywhere in this tent. And one thing to note is that there are a few accessories that can come with this tent that you would buy separately. There's the media center, the ground sheet, and the wing. The media center is why this little port here is there, and that's to run wires through. But if you're not using the media center, this is also a great way to pass your buddy a cold one or just a flashlight. And then we also have pockets here. There's one on this side one on this side. These are good sort of main pockets. And then there are these massive ones right by the door. Again, this tent is symmetrical, so whatever you see on this side is also on that side. So we've got the fly on now, as you can see. And this is an interesting fly design. It's not quite as well color-coded as the body is with the poles, but you have these yellow accents here to guide you. There are a lot of different places that you can use to attach guy lines to really hunker down. But it's interesting to see that these are not actually reflective. There are no reflective hits on the fly, which, it isn't mandatory, but it still would be nice to have. You can see that the fly doesn't come down all the way, but where it ends, the waterproof bathtub base begins. So it's good to see that you're still going to be waterproof. And you can even pull out this fly a little bit with the guy lines to give you that extra bit of protection. Overall, the design is very unique. It's cool to see a European tunnel-style tent that actually turns out to be freestanding with the unique pole design. So if you want a tent that stands out and is very roomy and livable, this is actually an awesome tent. So we'd like to go over some of the included accessories as well as some of the accessories that you can purchase separately for this tent. So inside the bag there's actually a top pocket where you can find what's included here. We've got a pole splint, which is handy if one of your poles snaps, and then you can just slide this on and tape it together and be on your way. There's a lot of reflective guy line included, which does increase the visibility and also can help you hunker down in storm conditions so your tent doesn't dislodge, and it also keeps the fly a little bit farther away. There are also these unbendable aluminum tent pegs with a little bit of reflective guy line on them. These are really nice and quality pegs, and they're pretty easy to push in and pull out. And then finally, there's an instruction manual. If you get confused when setting up your tent, or if you don't know what everything is for, this will help you out. This bag is actually a lifesaver. We found that this is a really good thing to do with a stuff sack, and it makes carrying the tent really, really easy. The weight of this tent is 11 pounds, 7 ounces, so it's not the lightest, but with the backpack, it becomes super easy to carry, and all the accessories store easily in the top pouch right here. So a few other accessories that you can purchase separately. We really recommend picking up the footprint, which we have employed here, which really just increases the longevity of the bottom of the tent and increases the waterproofness just a little bit. This also comes with a few extensions for the corners, just to peg them out at different spots. And then we'll be doing a separate video on the Tranquility Wing 4, which is an extra tarp shelter that you can add on directly to this tent to give you a bit more living space and waterproof area. One thing to note is that there's also a 6-person Tranquility, which can be used for larger groups, larger families, which we might take a look at later. But if you want something that's even bigger, that's definitely a nice option. So be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We had a lot of fun making this thorough review of the Tranquility 4 from Thermarest, and we'll see you on the campground.